nutrition in animals. Animals have different adaptations for obtaining food, such as beaks, claws, and tentacles. There are three ways that animals obtain food: ingestion, absorption, and symbiotic nutrition. In humans, digestion starts in the mouth and continues in the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine. The different enzymes and juices in the digestive system help to break down food and absorb nutrients. Grass-eating animals face unique challenges in digesting their food, as it is tough and difficult to break down. These animals have specialized digestive systems with multiple stomach chambers and symbiotic bacteria to help digest the plant material. Unicellular organisms such as amoeba obtain and digest their food using pseudopodia to engulf food particles and lysosomes to break them down. In humans, different types of teeth are adapted for different functions, such as biting, cutting, and grinding. The tongue helps to move food around in the mouth and mix it with saliva, which contains enzymes that begin the digestion process. The stomach secretes hydrochloric acid and enzymes that break down proteins. The small intestine is where most of the nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream, while the large intestine absorbs water and eliminates waste. Grass-eating animals such as cow and sheep have a specialized stomach called a rumen, which contains symbiotic bacteria that help break down plant material. The food is regurgitated and rechewed multiple times before being fully digested. Symbiotic nutrition is when two different species benefit from living together, such as bees and flowers. Insects have specialized mouth parts for different types of food, such as piercing and sucking mouth parts for blood and nectar. The digestive system of a cockroach is adapted for digesting tough plant material with specialized regions for storing and breaking down food. The digestive system of a hydra, a freshwater organism, is adapted for capturing and digesting small aquatic animals. In humans, the pancreas secrete digestive enzymes into the small intestine, while the liver produces bile, which helps to digest fats. The nutrients that are absorbed into the bloodstream include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Some animals, such as snakes and birds, can swallow their prey whole and digest it slowly over time. The teeth of herbivores are adaptive for grinding and crushing plant material, while the teeth of carnivores are adapted for tearing and cutting meat. In some animals, such as the tapeworm, digestion occurs inside the host's body rather than in their own digestive system. The digestive system of a bird is adapted for grinding and digesting tough seeds, with a muscular organ called the gizzard that helps to break down the food. In humans, the small intestine has specialized finger-like projections called villi, which increases the surface area for nutrient absorption. The appendix, a small organ at the junction of the small and large intestine, is believed to have a role in the immune system. The digestive system of a whale is adapted for filtering small organisms from large volumes of water using baleen plates in their mouths. The digestive system of a kangaroo is adapted for digesting tough plant material with a complex system of compartments and symbiotic bacteria in the stomach. The digestive system of a cockroach is adapted for digesting cellulose with specialized gut bacteria that help break down the plant material. In humans, the large intestine absorbs water and eliminates waste, while also housing symbiotic bacteria that help break down undigested material. Activity. Question. Take two test tubes. Label them A and B. In test tube A, put 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice. In test tube B, keep 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice after chewing it for 3 to 5 minutes. Add 3 to 4 ml of water in both the test tubes. Now, pour 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube and observe. Why is there a change in color in the test tubes? Discuss the result with your classmates and your teacher. Aim. To investigate the effect of saliva on starch. Materials required: 2 test tubes, iodine solution, water, boiled rice, boiled and chewed rice. Procedure. Label 2 test tubes as A and B. Add 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice in test tube A. Add 1 teaspoonful of boiled rice chewed for 3 to 5 minutes in test tube B. Add 3 to 4 drops of water to both test tubes. Add 2 to 3 drops of iodine solution in each test tube. Observe the changes in color for some time. Observations. The solution in test tube A changes from dark blue to black, indicating the presence of starch in boiled rice. The solution in test tube B did not change color. Inference. The change in color from blue to black indicates the presence of starch in boiled rice. The absence of change in color in test tube B indicates the absence of starch in boiled and chewed rice. This means that saliva has acted on starch and changed it into sugars. Conclusion. The experiment shows that saliva has an effect on starch and can break it down into sugars. This is an important step in the digestion of carbohydrates. We can conclude that digestion starts in the mouth itself, where the saliva mixes with food and starts breaking down the complex molecules into simpler ones. This experiment also emphasizes the importance of chewing food properly, which helps in the mixing of saliva with food and aids in the process of digestion. Precautions. Use fresh and healthy rice for the test. Ensure that the test tubes are clean and free from any contaminants. Use the same amount of water and iodine solution in both test tubes for accurate results. Ensure that the boiled rice is not overcooked as it can affect the results of the test. Be careful while chewing rice and ensure that it is not contaminated with any other food particles or substances.